This is a tutorial for assignment number 4, editing text for InDesign. Open your assignment outline in PDF here, and as you can see, it says this is the file that you start with. It's the file 06 text. It's the starting file. It's in your lesson number 6 folder. So it is in my lesson 6 editing text folder right there. There is the start document that I've opened. And there's the end preview in PDF right there. So the PDF just shows you a quick preview of where you should be at the end of the lesson. And then there's a few extra things to do in for the explore on your own for the assignment part. So this one I've changed a couple of things in there, but this is basically what the end of the lesson should look like. Close that quickly. So, and as you can see in the outline right there, it says follow the instructions on Explore on your own assignment on page 162. That is the assignment part. You still have to go with continue with file, right? Your lesson file, work during the lesson. So again, you have to go through the whole lesson, and then you do the Explore on your own page 162, and then of course you maintain a recipe on the side, so you can create a new page within the InDesign document. And that's probably the easiest thing to do. And at the end, you make a final PDF, and basically you just package the whole file. Basically, that's basically the last step of every InDesign document that you work on. You package the file. So I'm just going to close that one. I don't need that anymore. But I'm going to open my ebook right here. I'm gonna switch between those two windows back and forth, basically, between my ebook and the start document right there. So editing text is right here. I'm not going to go through the videos, but basically this is what it should look like at the end of it. So let's get started. So the first thing is when you get when you open this document, you get a missing font alert, right? So I just opened this up right there. I'm getting that I'm missing the font. It says the fonts used. I'm missing Urbana Light right there. So if I skip that and go into my regular preview mode, not preview, sorry, or regular mode, you can see that the text is highlighted in pink right here, and that is the font that I'm missing right there. Switch back in there. So here you have the option to go into your Creative Cloud account, go to Typekit, and then turn on Gaudi Old Style and Urbana Light that you'll have access to. And then as soon as you click OK, you go back to your document, and then the fonts will be turned on online, and they'll be visible. Unfortunately, I am locked out of this option in our Creative Cloud option right there. I can show you right there. I can go into Manage Fonts, so you can go into the Creative Cloud app window, manage font right here, and unfortunately I have my permission is revoked because of ID. So I'm going to show you what you can do in a different way. So in this case, in your case, use Typekit to your advantage for sure. It's a very, very simple process. You just look for or search for Urbana Light in Typekit, and you just preview it, and you just have a little slider, a little button to turn it on, and then when you switch back to your document, you will see that the font looks just like that, which I cannot have access to that. Let's get started after that. So finding and changing a missing font. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a different way around. So the urban renewal right here, since I do not have this typeface, I can go under type, find and replace font. And then you can see that this one give me a little bit of a warning sign right there. So I'm going to change that to something that I have in my system. I'm not using Typekit again, so I can go with something a little bit condensed, like DIN, for example. I don't have very many fonts installed. DIN condensed, bold, sure, and then I have the redefined style when changing all, in case it's in a character style or a paragraph style. And I go change all. And there you go, it's changed, done. I do not have any other missing font issues, problem, and so I can keep going with this document. switch over to Chrome again to your ebook. Again, so here that's exactly what I just did here. You find the font and then you replace with whatever you want. Next one, entering and importing text. So entering text right here, that's easy stuff that we've done already, I believe, in assignment 3, I believe. So choose extra, show frame edges. Using the type tool, click on the text frame using the urban renewal, type a space and add the words with respect. So we're just going to grab that, copy this, and all I have to do is just double click in there. My cursor blinks in there. I add a space. I go paste, which is Command V or Control V, and then I have this first change done. Choose File, Save. Oh, right. Of course. Before you start anything, you always go Save As because this is your start document. So I'm going to go Save As, InDesign Demo. I'm going to call it A4 because it's assignment 4. Create, and I'm going to go A4 Demo right there. So name your file, put them in the right place, always save. Now I'm ready to rock and roll. Importing text. Using the type tool, click the first column on the text frame and the right facing page. I'm going to go over to my document right here. You can see that there's like, as if I hover over it, it highlights. But the easiest way to find your text frame and your objects everywhere, you go under View, you go Extras, and you show frame edges. And right there, your text frame is right here. Everything is visible, so it's easier for you to operate. So I will place my type tool in there. I can just double click right directly into the frame. It blinks in there, and I go under File, Place, or Command D on the Mac, Control D. I find my document, which is right here in my lesson 06 editing text, and I'm going to go and grab that feature February 2018 document right here. I'm going to go click OK. It enters the whole text in there, and again, I'm missing a typeface. Skip for now, go back into the ebook. This is what I've done. Choose File, navigate to the file, open. If the missing font dialog box opens, click Close to dismiss it. You will apply a different font through a paragraph style later on. The text flows from column to column, fitting the 3 columns. Yes, and a little bit more. As you can see, it overflows a little bit. Choose Edit, select all, and select all the text in the story. To select all the text in the story, click the paragraph style panel on the icon on the right hand side on the panel in the display panel. Click the body paragraph style to apply it. So I can select either the object with my direct selection tool. I open my paragraph style, and then make sure that body paragraph is turned on, just like that. So now it's applied. The body paragraph is applied, and to click to clear the overrides, as you can see that it's selected, it's the body paragraph is applied, but you get that little plus sign right beside it. That means that there's an override, meaning it's been modified outside of. So I can, select all, and I press and hold my Option or Alt key on the PC, and I click on the body paragraph, and that clears the overrides right there. The little plus has disappeared. Now I'm ready to go to the next step. Click the first body paragraph starting with the "We rush past." Click the first body paragraph style in the paragraph style to apply. So just you can either select the whole paragraph, or you can just put your cursor anywhere in there, and then you apply the first body paragraph in there. Ooh, which messes things up, so I'm just zooming in and out, which applies that drop cap, right? That drop cap on the first paragraph. And that's what you see there. There's the W over 3 lines. Choose Edit, deselect all, hide frame edges. I'm not going to bother that, but I'm just going to save it. So there you go. So that's how to enter and importing text. So next step. Now we're getting into some finding and changing text and formatting. Using the type tool, click at the beginning of the story before we rush past, and then choose Edit, Find, and Change. with the menu in the query field to see the built-in find change options. Click each tab across the top to see the three options: the text, the grep, glyph, and object. Click the text tab for a simple search and replace of text. So this is what we're going to look for. We're going to look for the type Alexis, and then we're going to replace it with a different spelling right there. So I'm just going to copy that. Very easy. I'm going to go find and change. It's under edit or Command F, or I believe Control F on a PC. And here you have, again, you have all those options. You have the text right there, the grep, which is something a little bit more like almost like programming for type settings. You have glyphs, you have objects, you have colors, so you can search and replace all of those items. So in this case, we're going to search for, again, I'm going to paste Alexis in there, and then we're going to change it to Alexis with an E. So we're just going to, type it in this time. I'm going to go Alexis. There you go. And I'm going to go find next, and it highlights it in my document right here. And I can do a search within my whole document, like a universal kind of search. I can also do a search by story or even in an area that you have selected. And so in this case, it's in my documents, it's perfect. And there's only one option showing anyway. So I can hit right there, I can go change and find, or I can go change all. If I hit change all, search is completed, 3 replacements made, done. And there you go. There you go. We have changed Alexis right here, here, and then there's another one somewhere hidden. We still have some overset text, so that will come, the change will come soon. Finding and changing the formatting, so that's slightly different. What we're going to look for is the type, the word hub in this document right here, and we're going to change the formatting. So we're going to copy that. Actually, you don't have to. And then we're going to change the formatting of that word. Right now it's in lowercase, and they want us to change it in small caps right here. So I'm going to do again, same thing, Command F or Control F. I'm going to type hub, get rid of Alexis just in case. I'm going to find next. So there it is. So in this case right here, I want to make sure that I have my case sensitive turned on. They want me to change it to lowercase. So you want to make sure that clicking the whole word icon is turned on. And then you click on the more options button to display formatting options in the text. So I'm going to search for that word right in here. I'm going to go and find the format, go into basic character format, regular, normal, click OK, and then I'm going to go into my change the format. And then I have it already on small caps right here. So I'm just going to have it turned on right there. Change to hub. In my document, the whole word, and change all. 2 search is complete, 2 replacement made. And as you can see, the word has changed to small caps right there. That word right there. It was in lowercase earlier. So I'm going to keep on going. Next is checking spelling. And this is one thing that you should do every time you work on the document. Do not trust any of your clients' spelling. There's always typos everywhere. So make sure you check the spelling on every document that you do. It's very, very easy. There's 4 options within check spelling. You can skip a word, you can change, you can ignore all, or change all. These are the 4 options really mainly within the spelling window dialog. So it's very, very simple. So before your document is ready, click before the first word of the article you've been working on, the we. So you can put your cursor right at the very, very beginning of that. You can see it blinking. So it will check the spelling within the whole text frame that you have right here. Choose edit spelling, check spelling. So you go under, make sure that you have it blinking in there, go edit, spelling, check spelling, and then the shortcut is Command I or Control I. And here you have your little spelling dialog right here. And again, you had all those options of skip, change, ignore all, or change all. You also have add to the dictionary, and then you can also hit done when you're done. So here, in this case, they're asking you to, we're going to skip meridian for now, but it's actually looking for a poorly spelled word of the word Renaissance. So we're going to skip that one for now. Skip that one because it's not telling you to do this yet. We're going to quickly create, okay, handle the flagged word as meridian, ignore all, Renaissance, select Renaissance, and then suggest, and then use the selected proper spelling. Narrow, click ignore all. Receive is also misspelled. So meridians, Alex, nonprofits, click ignore all. So I'm going to go ignore all. Renaissance. There's the word that is poorly spelled in your document. There's the suggestion right here. So you select it and then you go change all, just in case if there's more than one. There's only one replacement. Great. Meridians is also the next one. We go ignore all. Narrow, ignore all. Negative with the dash, ignore. Receive, again, choose the proper spelling right here, select the one below, and then go change all, just in case if there's, again, one more wrong spelling, I should say. Market, ignore all. Colors, an American spelling. POM, ignore all, I believe. I'm just going to switch over. POM, Grayson, Meridian, click ignore all. Yes. Keep on going. Ignore all for POM, Grayson, Meridian, City. Oh, it's not, it's uncapitalized, and that's in the master. We're going to skip that one. Again, same thing here in February, it's skip. And we're going to go, CT is not capitalized again. We're going to skip that one, and we're done. Adding words to a document-specific dictionary right here is the next one, and we're going to add a word. So the word meridian, I'm not going to do it in my system, so I can do another demo, and this word will still show up as, we'll still red flag it, but on your end, please do it. So again, check spelling right there, same thing, edit spelling, user dictionary to display the user dictionary dialog box. Oh, we're going to do the same thing, Command I. We're going to skip that guy, skip. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to my document. So we're going to go in here, I'm going to select meridian. I'm going to go under edit, spelling, user dictionary right here, word meridians right there. You can add it. You have the add button right there. You can add the case sensitive. You don't really need to have that turned on. Tap meridian in the word box. So in here, I have to get rid of the apostrophe S. Case sensitive is turned on because it's a pronoun, or it's a name, so it has to have a capital M. And again, I'm not going to do it because it's going to mess up my computer, and if I want to do another demo later on, it's this word is not going to get red flag. So you're just going to add it, click add, type meridians in the word box with the apostrophe S. Make sure the case sensitive is still selected, and then click add as well. So that way you add the meridian and then the meridian apostrophe S. Both of them will be in there. That way, when you run another spell check later on, those words won't get flagged. They'll be getting a red. They'll be getting a. That way, next time you do another spell check, those meridian words will not get red flagged. Checking spelling dynamically in InDesign is very easy. It's basically, I'm just going to get rid of that. So basically, going under InDesign preferences right here, and you go under spelling right here, and then here you have enable dynamic spelling right here. Just turn it on, and misspelled words will be red flagged in red, will be highlighted in red, repeated word in green, etc., etc. So all that stuff will just do it for you, kind of thing. That allows you to have the option of right-clicking a word flagged by the dynamic spelling to display contextual menu, from which you can select an option to change the spelling. So again, you can turn that on just in case, check sensitive, sure, you know what, let's click all done right there. You can see that my CT word right there is uncapitalized and it is highlighted in green. So I can select the word, right-click on it, and it gives me a few options right here. Capitalized city, just city with the capitalized already, and then the dynamic spelling is already turned on right there. Or I can use the dictionary, but in this case, you don't really need to. Oops, I added a space by accident. So yeah, so this is how dynamic spelling works. It highlights things that are not capitalized, in this case CT and February. Again, that's in my master. Speaking of which, we can change that very, very quickly. You can go into the master right here, you double click in there, zoom in there, we can see it. And I can add a capitalize. I can just go Shift C. It's not going to change anything because it's in all caps. You can see in my controls right here, it's in all caps, but it gets rid of those little green flag right there. Capital F again in front of February. And since I'm here, let's change the date. FE, why FEA appears there? Because the name of your master is called FEA, and that is your page marker actually. So I'm just gonna zoom back out, go back to my document, and there's my page 3 right there, and then February 2021. So yeah, do this little change right there. It doesn't take very long, and then so we know that you have actually changed it to the current date. Another quick thing actually I could do as well. My background here is that teal color. It is locked. You can see that there's a little lock icon right up here. It comes to the edge of the document, which is good for a digital PDF or whatnot, but not for print. If there was a print document, I would have to have a bleed. So I can always add that very quickly. I can go under File, Document Setup right here, and I'm going to add a bleed of, let's say, 0.125. I'm just using the arrow up, to change my bleed right there. I can have my preview. You can see the little red line all the way around my document. That's my bleed right there, and I click OK. To unlock an object that is already locked in there, I can go under Object and unlock all on spread right there. And that unlocks absolutely everything that might have been locked on in this spread right there. In this page, it's only on the left side. It's only this green little block object. I'm just going to extend it past to the bleed again. And then to lock it again, I go either Command L to lock it, or I go Control L, or I go right click, go under Object, and then lock it again. So I cannot select it. It doesn't move, just to make sure. So, small little things that you can do in this document to improve it. Autocorrect, automatically correcting misspelled words as well. There's also that option. InDesign is great for typesetting and for large documents, for magazines and reports and whatnot. It offers you all those options right there. Autocorrect takes the concept of dynamically checking spelling to the next level. So you can go, again, change your preferences to autocorrect. Select the Enable Autocorrect option. By default, the list of commonly misspelled words is for English USA, of course. We're in Canada, it's slightly different. Change the language to French and note the commonly misspelled words in that language. Try other languages if you'd like. So sure, let's try that. Meridian is actually a French word. So go again under your preferences in there, autocorrect, enable autocorrect, and in English USA, we can find French. There's French and French Canadian. Let's do French and click OK. You can add a word, click Add in the Add to Autocorrect list dialog, type Meridian in the misspelled word box and Meridian in the correction box. You can also add that as well. This is the correct spelling of Meridian. That's M-E-R-I instead of M-E-R-E. So we can do that very quickly, actually. Let's do that again. Autocorrect, you know what? English USA. Misspelled word, Meridian and Meridian. Misspelled, properly spelled. Click OK. And OK. Using the type tool, type the word Meridian, exactly. So that's just this is just what I've done right there in your autocorrect option. Using the type tool, type the word Meridian. Notice that autocorrect changes the spelling from Meridian to Meridian, and then choose them, etc., etc. So I can just look for that in there. Well, it's already changed. So it has already changed the word for me automatically within my document. All I have to do now is save. We won't find it, of course, because, well, it's been changed. It's in there somewhere. Next is editing text by dragging and dropping. That's a cool little feature as well in InDesign that allows you to select a word and then drag it around. So again, in your edit, edit your preferences right there, we can go back again. So it goes back and forth within the preferences. Go type, and then you have enable drag and drop text editing, enable in layout view, and enable in story editor. So there you go. So I have it selected. So click OK. So the idea in this particular part of this lesson right here is to grab the eclectic word and drag it over right in front of urbanism. So you select that, and I can drag it right there. I can click and drag it, and then boom, just like that. You can click and drag words automatically. It's a cool little feature. The next is the story editor. Story editor is mostly for, again, for editors, for people that will change the text. So I personally never change the text from a client. I leave all the editing to them. I am not an editor. I do not change the content of that is provided to me. But in this case, we're going to just do the this exercise right here. So first of all, fit the spread in window, etc. Choose edit, and then open the edit in story editor, and position the story editor window next to the far right column on the spread. Drag the vertical scroll bar in the story editor to the end of the story. Note the line that indicates the overset text. In the story editor, scroll up to locate and select the following sentences. So we're going to find the long arcade is a kaleidoscope of nature's colors, fruits, veggies, meats, etc. So we're going to make sure that we're going to find this in the story editor. So be sure to select the final period as well. So we're going to go into this document right here. I'm just going to move over in here, put my cursor in there, go under edit, edit in story editor. And here it opens up right here. You can see that the whole story is right here. This is my text that you see in this document right here. And as I scroll down, it also shows you the type of paragraph styles that have been applied. So first body paragraph is to this paragraph right here. And as soon as it switches over, this is the regular body paragraph right here, which starts right here, the one of Meridian's urban success stories. Body paragraph is applied, body paragraph is applied. As you can scroll down right there, I can make it a little wider so we can see a little bit more at a time. All the paragraph styles have been applied to the left, you can see. And then there's the stuff that is highlighted in red right there. It says that is my overset text that you cannot see past this point down here. So that's how your story editor basically displays your content of this, in this particular case, in this document. Switch over. So we're going to find the long arcade all the way to the growers producers. So the long arcades, let's find the long arcade. It's in the middle of this paragraph right here. It says our next stop. So that's a new paragraph right there. So I'm going to locate the our next stop. Let's see, right there. There's the our next stop right here. And then the long arcade all the way to producers right here. And then I'm selecting all the way to the period as well. And here I'm just deleting that right there. And then delete again because I have an extra space. Leave the story editor open for the next set of steps. Choose file, save. I still have one word in overset right there. Even though I've deleted a chunk of that paragraph, I still have one word in there. So not very much, actually, a few words. I have 4 words. I have creative minds, she says. So I still have a couple of things to fix. Next step, tracking changes using the story editor as well. Choose type, track changes in current story. So I'm going to go in there, go type, track changes in current story. In the story editor, scroll up to the second paragraph of the story, starting with one of Meridian's. Scroll back up. There it is. There's one of Meridian's right there. InDesign provides a notes panel. InDesign provides a notes panel and track changes panel for reviewing and collaborating on documents. The panel menus provide access to many of the controls. So using the type tool in the story editor, make the following changes in the second paragraph. and you can see it will highlight things. So change 8 to 5. 8 right there, just 8 years ago. I'm just going to change that to 5. Delete controversial. Controversial, delete, and insert more before robust social service programs. Insert more. Robust right there. I'm going to add more. And you can see everything is highlighted as per the ebook in there. With the story editor window still open, choose type, track changes, and review the options for accepting and rejecting changes. Once you have reviewed the possibilities, choose accept all changes in this story. Accept all changes in this story. Accept all changes, please don't show again, and click OK. And just like that, I can go back into my document right here, and it's been changed right here. 5 was 8. And the word more was added right here. Save, switch back. Congratulations, you have finished the lesson right here. Now, exploring on your own is the assignment part. Using the type tool, add subheads to the story and format them with options in the control panel. So adding a subhead is just like, you're going to have to, make it up a little bit. Basically, it's adding a subtitle somewhere on this page. So I'm going to add a subhead right here. See, right in the middle in here on this paragraph, right here at the beginning of this paragraph, I'm going to call something related to the story here, gentrification right there. I'm just going to go add a space right there. I'm going to capitalize it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that in my control bar right here. So I have Minion Pro Regular. It has a few options as far as different styles. So I'm going to make it bold. It's going to be very simple. And I'm going to bump it one point size. I'm going to go into my paragraph style right here. I have an indentation. I do not want the first line indent, so I'm going to reduce that to 0. I'm going to add a little space before, so it separates the following paragraph, and a little space after right there. So it really separates my subhead right there. And I'm going to change the color just for fun. I'm going to go into my swatches, and I'm going to use that teal color. There you go. So it's not too much of the same color right there. So there you go. So I have one subhead right here. And of course, it bumped my content right here because I've added a line of text. And then again, I have an overset text. So what I'm going to do here quickly, because this is still a body paragraph, right? I do not have a paragraph style for my subhead right there. So I'm going to add one. I'm just going to create a new style, which creates a paragraph style one. I'm just going to apply it. So now it's highlighted, and I'm just going to double click on it. I'm going to call it subhead. Click OK. Now I have my style perfect, but then my problem is my overset text. You can see that there's one error at the bottom down here. I can open my pre-flight panel, and it's telling me right here there's overset text in text frame on page 3. So there's my problem right here. So to fix that very, very easily, I go into my body paragraph right here. I double click on that, and then I can change my paragraph style for the whole document right here. So it's at 12 point with a leading of 15, which is a little bit much. So if I scoot it down to 14, it makes it a little too tight. So I'm going to keep the 15, so it's nice and open, but I'm going to change my point size to, let's say, 11.5. And that fixes my problem right here. I do not have any overset text at the end of my page right here. So I'm pretty happy with that. I click OK. And again, that changed the whole thing throughout the whole document, wherever that style is applied. Go back into my Explorer on your own. So that was the first one, adding a subhead. And then if you have additional text files in your system, which we don't, try dragging them from the desktop to the layout to see how they're imported. It's just like an image. You just drag and drop a text file or an image file, and then you have basically your place item at the end of your cursor, and you can just drag and drop them anywhere you want in your document. Point number 3. Use the Find Change dialog box to find all M dashes in the story and replace them with an M dash with a space on either side of it. So click the @ icon next to the Find What box to search for special characters such as M dashes. So we're just going to do that very quickly. I'm just going to zoom in there, you can see that there's an M dash right here. And then there's another one right here, and it needs to have a space in front and after. So this is the easiest thing to do instead of doing them manually when you have a lot of those within a very large document. So you go Command F or Control F, you find your find and change dialog window right there, and you click the little @ symbol right here, and you go hyphen and dashes. You go M dash, so it creates that little squiggly accent and an underscore. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do, again, M dash again. So there you go, hyphen and dashes, find an M dash as well. But then when you put your cursor right there, you move your cursor over to the front, you add a space, and you add a space in front and in the back. Find next. Oh, okay, sorry, I had all that stuff turned on. So find next. So it selects your first one right there, and you go change and find. And I already changed it right here. And then the one right after the files market, change and find, search is complete. They've been replaced, just like that. So this is an example of how to find and replace multiple things at once using the special character, using the @ symbol in there. Using the story editor and track changes, see how the different changes are marked, and experiment with accepting and rejecting the changes. We've done that before already. I don't think we need to do that again. Experiment with changing spelling, autocorrect, track changes, and story editor display preferences. In this case, you know, for example, you want to change le bon mot, for example, there's a lot of French words in there. You don't have to, but in this case, you're pretty much done with this assignment right here.